Beethoven also has that same click. As well as some more sounds. So this one we call sputter or motorboat. But it sounds like his engine needs a little bit of a tune-up. He has another sound we call popcorn. It's not too bad. And he actually has another sound on cue. It's probably the most beautiful sound in the whole wide world. So who out in the audience would like to hear the most beautiful sound ever? Okay, for you, sir, we're going to go ahead and make that sound. Oh, sorry. Now, if you guys can think of a name for this sound, you are probably correct. You don't have to say the name out loud. Or if you start laughing, then yes, that's the correct name for this sound. So everyone that might be giggling out there, yep, that's it. Now, one thing about beluga whales, they mimic a lot of the sounds in their environment. One sound that Beethoven has in his environment is our whistle. So we blow this whistle and it communicates to the whale, telling them they've done the correct behavior and can come back to us expecting some sort of reward. So I'm going to go ahead and blow this whistle one more time so you guys understand what it sounds like. Alright guys, got that? Now notice the whistle is not in my mouth. So, in theory, Beethoven can swim around his habitat and tell himself that he is a good boy. Alright, so we'll go ahead and switch whales back and talk a little bit more about our beluga whales. Now, we've been going over a lot of the naturalistic behaviors that these guys do. However, there is one naturalistic behavior we have left out. Woo! Now that's part of having an outdoor exhibit, is that there are other animals here, and that's all good. We try to be careful of that, but the beluga whales seem to not be too scared, came back to us. And we'll go ahead and continue on with the session. Let's ask Nick real quick. Were you scared? Yeah. I'll protect Bill, okay? Okay, good. Alright, so, another naturalistic behavior that these guys do. Let's see a show of hands. Who would like to see a whale jump? Okay, who would like to see two whales jump? Okay, who would like to see two whales doing double backflips? Alright, Alec, for you, we're going to go ahead and see if our whales will do double backflips. We're going to start off, I'll ask him some questions. Beethoven and Kinnick, we'll ask Kinnick. Do you guys want to jump with these nice people? That's good to hear. Do you want to do a double backflip? Okay, that's also very good. Let's see, Kinnick, can you do a double backflip? Uh-oh, we just lied to the people. So these guys are not built enough speed to do any sort of flip, but they can do some high energy behaviors. And what we're going to do is send both of our whales on a behavior called a breach. So guys, everyone go ahead and focus in the center of the habitat. And here comes both of our whales doing that naturalistic behavior called a breach.
Kinnick is like, nah.
So now, who out there heard that loud sound as he re-entered the water? Anybody? Everyone put your hands down. No one? Okay, we'll go ahead and send Kinnick one more time, and we'll ask for that same behavior, that breach. But listen for the sound that'll happen as he re-enters the water. So Kinnick is diving as deep as he can go. He's building up enough speed to push himself out of the water, and... Alright, do you guys hear that sound that time? Okay, good. So it's theorized by scientists that they're doing this behavior for 3 different reasons. Reason number 1 is maybe beluga whales out in the wild are just having fun. I know that if I was a beluga whale, I would definitely try to do a breach. Reason number 2 is maybe it's a way to remove parasites from their body, so maybe as they re-enter and slap that water, it can dislodge some of those parasites. And the third theory is maybe it's a form of communication, so maybe they are slapping body parts against the water to communicate to other whales. And they can actually use a different part besides their entire body. They can use an individual pectoral fin. So here comes Kinnick. Although it's a quiet sound, he is making sound using those pectoral fins. So listen very carefully. I'll try and stop talking now. Could you guys hear that sound? Okay, we're just going to take their advice as the sound's being made. Now, one thing about sound is actually you can hear it much more clear underwater. So although it was hard for us to hear, if we were submerged underwater, we'd probably be able to hear it a little bit better. Other parts they could use is they could use the tail or the flukes located in the body to also make some sound. So that was about a lot of different naturalistic behaviors these guys do. But we would like to show off some of the most important behaviors we do with our beluga whales, and those would be husbandry or healthcare behaviors. So let's see a show of hands. Who at home has a pet? A dog or a cat or a gerbil or anything. Pet rock. We'll go ahead and give that a try too. Now, keep your hands raised if your pet's like going to the vet. Alright. Now, imagine that your dog, Fluffy, weighed 1,550 pounds. Could you force Fluffy to go to the vet if they didn't want to? Probably not. So that's why we train our beluga whales to participate in their health care. And one thing we can do is we can go ahead and ask them to open up their mouth so we can look inside. Now when we do this, we're looking for anything out of the ordinary, looking for bumps or cuts or scrapes or bruises. And it looks like, is everything looking all good in there? Perfect. Other things we can do is we can ask them to lay their body out in different positions. So this is what we call a layout. And we can look over his entire body this way. And I've been working out, so I can use just 2 fingers to roll over Nick, who weighs over 1,000 pounds. That way we can look over his back. Now, from that position there, we can get a variety of samples. We can get a temperature from our beluga whales, but there are no mouth or ear thermometers, so we have to take the temperature on these guys the old-fashioned way, if you understand what that means. We can also get a variety of samples from them. One would be a respiratory sample. All we ask them to do is do a chuff onto a petri dish. A chuff is just a forceful exhale through their blowhole. And whales actually only breathe through the blowhole. They do not breathe through the mouth. So that chuff looks something like this. Or not. So we'll go ahead and have Beethoven do a chuff. So all you have to do is target him and then touch right. There we go. So there's that chuff for you guys. We can also get the most important sample, and that would be a voluntary blood from our whales. Now, even though these guys have both been born in a zoo or an aquarium, they still have some wild instincts about them. And one of those wild instincts is to not show when these guys are sick. So a good way of figuring out how healthy they are is by getting a voluntary blood. And the blood is actually taken from their tail or flukes located down here. Now, one reason why we take the blood from the tail or the flukes is because this is the area of the body that has the least amount of blubber. And it's hard to see, but they actually have some gray lines coming from these tail or flukes, and that's where the veterinarians get that voluntary blood from. So as long as Nick stays nice and calm and relaxed, and would become perpendicular to the land here, just get a little bit better, we'll go ahead and reward him very well for this. So all he has to do is stay nice and calm and relaxed like this, and usually we go through at least a bucket worth of food for voluntary blood. There you go. He looks in a perfect position right there. Alright guys. Well, we've had some fun talking to you about our naturalistic behaviors as well as our husbandry behaviors, but we also trained one more set of behaviors, and that would be for fun. Who likes to have fun? Alright. Well, I'm hoping that our whales like to have fun too, and we train them for what's called mental and physical stimulation. So the mental part of it would be training a new behavior, teach them something new. It would probably be mentally stimulating. Or if we wanted to, we could train them to some exercise behaviors like that one that we had with Beethoven where he swims around the pool, and that could be some physical stimulation. One of the fun behaviors we train our whales is to move their head, and that doesn't sound very exciting. We've been showing it off a little bit here, but it looks like they understand yes and no. So we'll go ahead and ask both of our whales real quick. So we'll ask them a question. Let's see, Nick and Beethoven, are you guys beluga whales? Well, looks like Beethoven said yes. Nick, are you a beluga whale? There it is, that's yes. And then we can ask him another question. Let's see, Beethoven and Nick, are you guys killer whales? Are you killer whales? No. There we go. So it looks like they know yes and no. Unfortunately, they're just taking cues, so we really don't have to see anything. Our yes cue, and I'll show you with Nick, is just put both of our hands together and put them between our knees, and they move their head up and down. And their no cue would be us simply putting our right foot out like so, and they shake their head side to side. Not too bad, guys. Well, we would like to thank you all for joining us here at the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium Beluga Whale Habitat. But before we go, let's see one more show of hands. Who thinks beluga whales are really cool animals? Alright, well there's something we all can do to help these guys out in the wild. And folks, the next time we go to our beaches and parks, just make sure to pick up all of your trash. So we're going to pretend like that little knee pad is a piece of trash floating in the water. Now if you see a piece of trash on the beach, all you have to do is go and grab it, and throw it away in the proper trash receptacle, whether that's the trash or the recycle bin. Now once trash just gets in the water, it's known as marine debris and is harming animals just like Beethoven and Kinnick. So again, enjoy our beaches and parks, but help them out by picking up all of your trash. And with that said, folks, again, thank you for joining us here at the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium Beluga Whale Habitat. If you folks have any questions at all, stick around and raise your hand. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of this kind of cloudy, kind of foggy day here in Tacoma. Thanks, you guys.